Hello everybody, it's Rick. It is January the 23rd, 2019. I'm just making sure my microphone is hooked up so you can hear me better. Okay, if you need to reach me, you're going to send me a brief email, okay, because you're interested in getting my paperwork for child support. Just child support, guys. I'm sorry. I only deal with that. You're going to send me a gift. The gift can be sent by PayPal, Google Pay, and Venmo. Okay? It turns out I've always had Google Pay. Again, guys, I apologize. I'm not the most tech-savvy dude. All right? Just never was. And I didn't get on a computer. I never used a computer until 2000. I didn't own a computer until 2002. I mean, it's a joke. I mean, I didn't even know what the internet was. I had no idea. No clue at all. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's a good thing because the internet is responsible for making me more aware of the world, of what's going on. As I explained in one of my videos about being awake. Definitely, learning what I've learned. I mean, I couldn't imagine going to, like, the old days. Like, when people were intelligent people back in the old days, they were legit intelligent people, because they had to literally go to libraries and physically look this stuff up, physically read these things, like, or scan. That's what Eustace Mullins used to say. He's an expert at scanning. That's what I do. I scan. You pick out words, and that's how you're able to. That's how I became a pretty good researcher. When I look up the law, I would find stuff, and then I would find other things. It would lead me to other areas. It was mind-boggling back in the day, like around 2012 and 13. I was looking up, all the laws and everything just kept pointing to a fraud. I mean, it was just everything was pointing to a fraud. A guy like me, I did everything I was supposed to do. I knew the person that I was dealing with. My ex-wife is a vicious woman. Vindictive like you wouldn't believe. Greedy like you wouldn't believe. All right? And she had threatened to take me to court for a few years before she finally did it. So I got lucky. Okay? I got lucky that she didn't take me to court sooner. All right? But again, I went to court, showed them that I did everything I was supposed to do. Didn't want to hear it. They didn't care. Their goal was to get me to pay support through their system. And that's their goal with every single one of you. So, when they're forcing you to show up to participate in their kangaroo court, their goal is to get all of your information. First and foremost, your social security number. Second of all, your employer, your bank account, how much you earn. And that way they can start calculating a way to start stealing your money. That's the whole goal. That's the whole goal. Sadly, And with me, I had a written agreement to pay my ex-wife personally, directly. And I never broke it. Every 2 weeks she got that check. I used to intentionally, when my children were younger, I intentionally would give it to my children. That way when they were older, I could always say to them, remember when Daddy used to give you, that way they knew that they were being supported. So that was one less thing I could scratch off the list of the things that my ex-wife was going to trash me about in front of my children. Okay? And She did a great job of trashing me, from what I understand. Meanwhile, the jerk that I was, I did everything I could to hide stuff from my children. I wouldn't badmouth their mother, everything I could. And it turns out the whole time she was bashing me left and right, you know. And anyway, but their goal was to get me from not paying directly, because they don't care. Here's the thing, guys. They don't care if you pay child support. They care if you pay child support through what? Through the child support collection agency, the state. That way they can get what? They can get their 66% or 100% in some situations for every dollar that they steal. Very lucrative business. And the taxpayers have no idea that their Social Security tax is being pillaged for this, because that's where the money comes from. So this Title 4D money, where is it coming from? It's coming from the Social Security funds. So whenever you see in the news and they're like, oh, well, you know, in the year so-and-so, there's not going to be any money left for Social Security for the 65-year-olds in year 2032, you know, stuff like that. And it's because they're pillaging the money for this. So the states are stealing people's Social Security money. That's what this is all about. And don't forget the businesses that branch off of this. Okay, there's so much stuff involved. It's amazing. It's absolutely mind-boggling. All the money out there. These lawyers. Just think about the lawyers that are involved in family law. I used to walk through the courtroom after I learned this stuff, and I saw them. I used to I would look at them with hate and disgust, because I knew what they were doing was illegal. I knew that they were looking to ruin whoever's. Think about every person, well, every man and woman. I can't get rid of that term person. It's been, you know, forced down your throat since you're a child in school. Think about every man or woman, soon to be divorced couple, that comes into contact with divorce lawyers. They are gonna walk away with their lives destroyed in most instances. Okay, I don't know the percentages, but you know, it's a high percentage that they're going to walk away with their lives destroyed. Whatever money's left, whatever money's left in the house, okay, whatever money's, you know, after you pay the mortgage is left over, gone. I can't remember the word for some reason. Whenever I do videos with you guys, there are these certain words I can't remember for some reason. Okay? Principal. Whatever the principal left in the house is gone. Equity. Whatever equity in the house is gone. I had a friend of mine that had about 60 grand in equity in his house. Wouldn't you know it, that when they ran out of the equity, the lawyers came up with a great stipulation of settlement agreement. Isn't that amazing? As soon as the money ran out, I remember him telling me this. You know, and this is before I was getting divorced. I was separated, and I was in fear of getting divorced. I was separated for a couple of years before I even filed papers. And I was living my life for a couple of years in fear, knowing what I had in store for me. All right? And, you know, it's said that every one of us, one thing, everybody that's watching my video, except if you're a troll who is just monitoring me because that's your job, which is a pretty crummy job. All right, you're keeping an eye on me because I am awakening people. I am doing one thing. I'm proud of myself is I am awakening people. I'm taking what I learned from my suffering, and I'm awakening people, and I'm proud of that. I am proud. Every time I get an email from somebody thanking me, I am so proud. And it's not an ego thing. It's a human thing. I know that I'm actually helping another human being in my own way. You know? Yeah, I make a little bit of money from this because, again, you guys have no idea what I got to do. You know, every person that gets my paperwork had the potential, you know, of getting a lot of emails from them and you know, interacting, and then I have to think for them, and that comes with the, you know, it comes along with the package. I am not going to leave you in a lurch by yourself. I'm not one of these guys that, and a lot of you notice, you get my paperwork, I answer the emails. I respond. I get people that respond to me like a day later, they're like, Rick, I didn't expect you to get back to me so soon. He's like, I didn't check my email till today. Okay? Because that's what I do. And it's a pleasure, but it's, again, what I was getting at, it's a pleasure to help people, but what we all have in common is that we all are all victims, and we are all suffering or suffered at the hands of these people. You knowing that something's not right, they purposely treat you like crap. Okay? Oh, I gotta give a shout out to my man Adalberto. Thank you, brother. By the way, my man Adalberto found the definition of state, and it's the best. Oh no, they're gonna say I'm Illuminati by doing that. That's a 666 sign, by the way. Thank you. Adalberto found it's 42 U.S.C. section 1301 is the definition of the term state, and it says all the subchapters. It's 4. So subchapter 19 is the one that we're supposed to get the definition from. But that doesn't tell us the definition, by the way. You know, it says the definition of the term state as used in subchapter 19, but they don't tell you what it is. Well, 42 U.S.C. section 1301 does perfectly. It's great. It was better than the one before. So thank you, Adalberto. All right, this is a guy he works hard. All right, he works hard. And, you know, what he got from me now is by helping me out like that, he'll never have to. And again, you guys know how I am. I'm not a money hungry guy. I'm not always hitting everybody up for every little penny, but I'll never ask him for another gift again because he helped me out. That's the way I operate. You do for me, I do for you, and he did for all of us. So anybody out there, 42 U.S.C. 1301 has the definition of the term state. Okay, and that's misrepresentation to me. I don't care what anybody says. I grew up thinking the states, when we talk about a state, is one of the 50 states, and their definition of state is not the 50 states. It's District of Columbia, which is not a state, right? Virgin Islands, which is not a state, right? These are all not states, by the way. The definition of state are geographical or territories that are not states. That's the class. Isn't that the best? Think about that. Their definition of state are territories owned by the United States that are not states. I mean, I just thought about that now. I mean, it's mind-blowing of what we're dealing with. But now you know it. And I had a guy reach out to me, because I'm going to end this. I had a guy reach out to me, and he's like, Rick, what's happening to you is not a coincidence. It happened to me. He was doing something similar with some other type of law, and he discovered that he got, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he started getting viruses. His computer started working sluggishly, slowly, and that's what's happening to me, by the way. There are times when I can't upload my videos anymore. I've had a lot of problems with my computer lately. You know, it's not. I don't believe it's a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence. You know, I get attacked by a jerk-off troll, and his only support in the comments section are from other trolls. Okay, so and then my computer's acting all funny. Okay, then the definition of state, which all I had to do was click on it in any one of those statutes. Okay, any one of those U.S. codes, 42 U.S.C. Any one of them that had state, you had the ability of clicking on it, and it gave you the definition. Gone. So what does that mean? That means that we're onto something. That means that your friend Rick, I got him. Okay? All right, so listen, guys, I'm going to cut you loose. I want to say thank you to Alberto for hooking us up. Help me out. I got great subscribers that help me out whenever I ask you. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.